double, double.
Hey everybody, this is Greg Aalvik. Welcome to the Dubl A Show, and check it out. Everyone is asking me, why you call it Dubl A? Well, if you know my last name, it starts with two A's. Ask the Norwegians. They spelled shit back then with two A's. So therefore, you're sitting there watching the Dubl A Show. Isn't that great? So today, we're going to kind of do a diversion, and I'm going to start off things a little bit. So the Dubl A Show is all about making you stronger, making you more resilient, making you more, well, I can't make you more of that, but you can make yourself more of that the way you think. And so we're changing the way we're thinking, because a lot of things in our past, from generations gone by, have come along and messed us up and attacked our thought life and gave us weird, funky ideas, especially from church, and that's where I'm focused on, the funky ideas we got from church, and we need to change them. Now, I started this series was started off considering we were going to be doing some spiritual warfare, and it's true. Anytime you're adjusting your thinking and adding more truth in there, it changes your spiritual experience, and you become more spiritually successful. You know, that's a thing, right? I mean, it is. Somewhere in the Bible, it talks about putting on the armor of God. I think it's Ephesians. Let me pretend I don't know the scripture. I'm talking about it here. It's Ephesians 6:14 to be right. And it says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. Right? Truth. So when you put on armor and you put on truth, you are preparing to fight a war. I mean, just consider this. Whenever you're thinking about coming and watching the Dubl A Show, you're going to get your loins girt about with truth for free. It always sounded funny to me. Your loins are going to be girt about. It sounds a little dirty, doesn't it? Hey, when I come over Saturday, I'll let you girt my loins. What? No, no, you get it. It's with truth. I mean, with truth. You know, Ephesians 6:14. Shit. Sounds like your private parts or something, don't it? Girt your loins. But I'm telling you, if you want to win a spiritual battle, you're going to have to girt your loins in truth. Say what? Hey, I thought this was a Bible study, man. Listen, I heard about this kind of shit. You ain't rapping nothing here, Junior. I never really looked it up to see what really that meant. Some people talk about, you know, it's where your belt goes, something like that. But hey, your loins, girt your loins. They're sensitive, vital areas down there, and we just consider that. It just takes a little bit of something, and you can do some real damage down there, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm telling you, if you want to win spiritual battle, you're going to have to learn about girding your loins, right? In truth. But I need to get everybody on the same page. So I was going to have to go back and tell a few Bible stories so you understand where I'm coming from, right? Because this thing keeps coming up and keeps coming up. So here you go. Dubl A is going to begin a new series. Bible Stories with Greg. That's what I can do, is a Dubl A Bible story. I don't know. You're going to have to help me. Why don't you leave a comment on what I should name it? Anyway, there's one thing I can guarantee for sure. If I'm doing some Bible studies, ain't nobody to do Bible stories like I do. These are going to be different from any Bible story you ever heard told, especially if you grew up in church. And I'm going to make this a series, okay? Because, well, for one, it's going to take way more than one video, I think. So it's going to be like a mini-series. Isn't that cool? A series within a series. So we got to go back to Genesis. All the way back to the beginning. Genesis, you know? Because you gotta understand the beginning. Otherwise, you don't understand the middle or the end. You got to know the beginning. Can't start in the middle of a book. It's difficult to keep referencing something and then, we aren't all on the same page. At least understanding, you'll know where I'm coming from, and it'll make things a lot easier for us. It's difficult to ascribe some of the shit to spiritual warfare. But it's even more difficult to detach it from a conversation about spiritual warfare, because when you begin to see these things for yourself, you will improve your spiritual life immensely. And I think to continue, we really need to talk about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And I threatened this back in one or two, I don't know what, earlier in my series on spiritual warfare. I threatened maybe I'll do a tree of knowledge of good and evil. So here we go. What was the fall of man? That's what just keep this in mind. What was the fall of man exactly? Was it obedience, like most of the churches tell us, or was it actually the content of what was ingested, which makes a lot more sense to me. See, the way they taught us, and they is church, it means, and I want you to think about this. It really wasn't about the tree itself. The knowledge of good and evil has nothing to do with what they teach us. The way they teach it is, it's all about the act of disobeying. And they got us doing something, it's about the act of disobedience itself, and where we're doing something that God told us not to do. And that's what sinks all of mankind's ship, or womankind, if that's important to you. Is that really what happened, though? We fucked up, just did some little thing, and God torches us all? All of us? That's it? What in the holy death? That's rough, man. The punishment for getting enticed by a being that is supposed to be the craftiest motherfucker in the whole universe, Satan, right? And you go in death. I'm sorry, that's so messed up. I don't even know what to tell you. God could have done anything. I mean, he didn't have to confuse us with the tree of the knowledge of good. And he could have said, thou shalt not wipe your ass with a watered up cluster of toilet paper. In neatness, thou shalt wipe using tufts of folded, which have been folded 7 times. In the day you disobey, that's your ass. You gain a little weight, and of course, starts getting a little more difficult then. Reach back there. So automatic, what happens, you got to use more toilet paper and cluster it up a bit more. And everyone knows that's gained weight ever. And then guess what? Oh, shit. You fucked up. Now, you're dead. Firing squad. Literally fire. Literally. It isn't right. That's what I'm saying. It could have been anything. You can make up some old shit about thou shalt not pisseth in an easterly direction on Tuesdays, which is an abomination unto the Lord. And you're going to die. Death. It could be anything. It ain't right. It ain't right. And I mean, it had to be more to it than just disobedience. Not even God would want that story told. And he can pretty much handle a lot of messed up stories, about him. But that's a story, Jesus. I mean, to the Garden of Eden. So I'm going to go with that. I kind of like that idea. I'm going to say there's an angel standing guard, making sure you have a way back to a better way of thinking. So consider the knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. And we'll get into that next go around. In the meantime, this is Dubl A, the Dubl A Show. You like my mug, man? I'm telling you, man, this is a cool mug. I got it. It's here. And you could be a Dubl A Show fan and drink with me, whatever you want to drink. I don't be drinking that shit. Don't be talking about things. You know what? But if not, hey, I'm having a great time and I'm getting some stuff spoken about, having fun, entertaining people. And I hope you're entertaining. And I'll come back with the next Bible story, and you'll all be listening to Dubl A tell some Bible stories going forward. I want you to hit the like button. Thank you for watching this part of the series. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. That's a lot of button pushing. Don't be pushing my buttons, man. It's really something that helps me out. And if you write a comment, people say if you write comments on below things, whatever it is, it just shows more activity and it hits the algorithms and it skyrockets you into oblivion as far as fame and fortune and I don't know any of that shit. Just tell your friends about me. Share it. That'd be the best thing ever, man. If you shared it, liked and shared. Liked to share it. I'm on Rumble too, right? I'm on Rumble because of all this stuff that's rumbling around on the internet these days. I got on Rumble. And I'm also on I got on Parler right before they pulled the plug on it. And I'm having fun, but this is cool, man. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Thank you all for watching. Look for my next one. I'm going to try to hit it within the week or so. It takes me like 3 or 4 days just to edit these motherfuckers. 3 or 4 days. That's crazy. I got some funky program and I have to do it all. Everything about this show I'm doing myself. There's no one behind the camera. If there is, they're a very small motherfucker back there behind the little camera because the little place I got it set up, yeah, there's no one. So it's just me. Oh, man. It was just the settings. I listened to this dude on the internet, right? You listen to YouTube, DIY, here's the way you get the most. And so I set it all up like that. And then it's saying, and you can edit it in the after editing on your Adobe Premiere. And I was like, man, I don't know how to do that shit. So appreciate you. I love you guys. And peace. All right? We're going to lock this thing up right now. All right. Dubl A Show. Double.